I'm 40, married, 2 kids. I work as an assistant to a major businessman, spending a lot of time with him, and sometimes come home very late. A few months ago, I discovered my wife's infidelity. It was essentially by chance. At a gathering, an acquaintance jokingly remarked that it was suspicious how my wife spent half the evening on her phone and constantly disappeared somewhere. "Keep an eye on her," he said. For the rest of the evening, watching my wife disappear for tens of minutes at a time only to return happy, I started thinking about his words. That night, when my wife was asleep, I secretly checked her phone. She never hid the password. In her notes, I found a love confession to her boss. Then, in hidden WhatsApp chats, I read correspondence of a very intimate nature, where they shared fantasies and their eagerness to meet up soon. This was followed by a very unpleasant scene later that night. My drunken wife, whom I had trouble waking up, explained that she loved both of us, but him like a father, that they had just been messing around in texts since spring, that he helped her with work, and gave her time off when she needed to take the kids to the clinic, that I paid little attention to her, and she needed someone who would always listen and wasn't constantly disappearing at work. After that, my wife passed out again and wouldn't answer any more questions. The rest of the night, I researched this new acquaintance of mine, an overweight man pushing 50, ex-military, originally from the southern regions of our country, married, 2 kids. In the morning, with my dear wife present, I called him and asked him to leave our family alone. I said my wife would quit tomorrow. He started apologizing, saying nothing had happened between them and it was just texting. My wife chimed in, saying she was drunk yesterday and loves only me, that it was just flirting, and she had been playing a cat and mouse game for 3 months to give the suitor the brush off. She swore she wouldn't communicate anymore, and the enthusiastic boss, with an unmistakable accent, promised to quit in a few days. He said, as a man, since I didn't want them working together anymore, it was better if he left. For a couple of weeks, the story died down, but we fought every evening. The boss did indeed quit, and my wife was on sick leave at home. But then I checked her phone billing records and saw that their calls and communication were continuing while I was at work. My wife swore it was all over until I showed her the call logs. And then she confessed that she couldn't stop communicating with this kind friend during such a difficult situation, which was all my fault, and that only he offered support and understanding. I was furious at that moment. I called this person again and told him the next call would be to his wife, and that we could play this game with 4 players. The former boss swore by all the gods once more that nothing had happened. After that, he changed his phone number, and I haven't heard from him since. A month has passed since then. It seems like a victory. But at what cost? My wife doesn't trust me after my angry tirades and hysterics, where the mildest word I used was inkwell chernilnitsa, implying promiscuity. We've abandoned the idea of a 3rd child. Our communication has become dry. Sex is gone. I don't trust her because I see no reason to. She refuses to take a polygraph test, though I understand it's not a panacea. She admits there was emotional, as I hope, infidelity, but says nothing can be changed now. It won't happen again, and this lesson is enough for her for life. But soon, a new boss, even older, with even more state awards and a higher rank, will come to her workplace. But where's the guarantee this story won't start all over again with a new character, a month after my constant brain-dumping Venus Mazga? Intense, nagging confrontation. My wife said I've worn her out, and it would be easier to divorce. Here's where I'm weak-willed. I don't want a divorce. I could cover my indecisiveness with the kids, parents, shared property, but essentially, I'm just soft. I remember how 6 months ago, my wife complained that her boss touched her hand, was intrusive. She asked for advice, and I just brushed her off. It seemed so stupid to me then because I was so sure of her. Right now, we've reestablished communication. Her phone is clean as a whistle. She's very affectionate and constantly says she loves me. I hired trained people who followed her, monitored calls, etc., and they also found nothing wrong. But my whole life is destroyed. What should I do next? Look for other women? Go to prostitutes? That's stupid, and frankly, I don't have the strength. In my wife's eyes, I'm an alcoholic. I started drinking heavily and a psycho. The former boss is a hero who quit his beloved job for his family, while I, on the contrary, am destroying mine. That's my story. I have a family, but there's no trust, and there never will be. What should I do next? How do I go on living?